Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. I hope you're all really well. I am back with another midweek catch up because you all loved the last one that I did a few weeks ago, and I'm really struggling to get vlogs out at the moment. It's just been, I don't know, a really difficult few weeks, if I'm honest. There's a lot going on, and yeah, I am feeling the overwhelm, I guess, to a big degree, and just struggling to get my head in the right space to do lots of things. So just getting through the day sometimes can be quite a challenge. Let me just say that. But anyway, I wanted to come back today and catch up with you all because I do really enjoy doing this and I have missed you all. So yeah, I thought it would be nice to do a bit of a catch up and a bit of a chatty vlog because we haven't done that for a few weeks. So I think my last vlog was the jersey patterns, which you all loved. And then before that, I did the So Confident unboxings. So yeah, it's been a few weeks since I last had a bit of a chat with you all. Don't know if you can hear that noise in the background. That is my washing machine that is just on a spin cycle. So sorry about that. It should nearly be done. I haven't got a lot of time this morning to get this filmed, so I'm just trying to get it done while I have got a minute. So apologies that, you know, life is going on in the background, but anyway, I hope you are all really well. So today I've got actually loads and loads to share with you because I've been saving a few things up over the last few weeks to chat to you about. So I've got some new fabrics that have come into the sewing room. I've got some new labels. I've got a gorgeous little gift that my lovely friend Shan from Kittenish Behaviour sent me to share with you all, and a few new makes as well, because I have still been making. I have been sewing quite a lot because it does help the headspace and helps you sort of switch off and just, what's the word, engross yourself in something else to take your mind away from all your troubles. So yes, that's been really helpful and I've been very productive, I have to say, so that's good. I'll start with what I'm wearing, which is my very latest make, which I did finish last night, and I did this over a couple of nights. So this is, in fact, let me just tip you down a bit and you'll be able to see better. There we go. So this is my new top, and it's got the most amazing sleeves, hasn't it? This is actually the Anthia blouse by Anna Allen, and it is very, very similar to the new pattern by Silver Saga Patterns. I can't remember the name of it. Is it the Celine blouse, I think? Very similar. But this is actually the Anthea Anna blouse, and she has a hack for creating this from that pattern over on her website. I will link to it down below. It's really, really good, and it is almost identical to the Silver Saga pattern. I am just going to say I do love Silver Saga patterns, but they are incredibly expensive, even for indie patterns. Always want to support indies, I absolutely get it, but you know, I heard from, I can't remember where it was either somebody on Instagram or somebody I watched on YouTube that mentioned this. And I remember seeing it ages ago when I was looking at Anna's website, that I saw this hack, and somebody mentioned it and said, you know, it's identical to the Silver Saga, so why would you just not hack it? So I thought, yeah, I'm going to do that rather than spending £21 on another pattern when I can save myself a little bit of dosh, and decided to play about with the Anthia blouse pattern a couple of nights ago and make my own version of it. So yeah, so this is basically what you've got a sort of voluminous top, as you can see, which is based on the original Anthia. Is it the Anna blouse? The Anthia? Do you know, I always get mixed up. But what you do, I mean, you can still leave the placket down the front, but she also shows you how to remove the placket, and you add a little bit more volume at the centre front and also at the centre back, just to create a pullover top with no button front fastening at all. And then she shows you how to lower the neckline and then create this gorgeous little ruffle that goes all the way over the shoulders and round the back neckline. And a little tie detail at the front, which does tie, but it isn't functional because it's literally just sewn onto the front, so it doesn't cinch in the neckline or anything. And then the sleeves are the original sleeves that are just straightened off, because the original Anthea sleeves. Is it the Anthea? Yes, the Anthea. I'm so sorry. The original Anthea sleeves are sort of scooped, so you can use that scoop if you want, but she also tells you can just straighten it off, which is what I did, and then add a little bit of shirring at the bottom, which obviously cinches the sleeve in. And then the original Anthea sleeve is gathered all the way around the arm side, right up to sort of more or less where you meet at the underarm seam. But what she does is she tells you to sort of move the notches and then just gather between them, so you create more puff at the sleeve head, which I don't know if I'm loving, but it's just it's a style that I just feel makes me look really broad. And yeah, but it's a really cute top, absolutely. So the other thing she tells you can do as well is straighten off the hem. And yeah, because the original hem again is scooped, so you can leave that if you want. I mean, that's the thing with hacks, isn't it? You just do what you want to do basically, and what suits your aesthetic. But she has all the instructions over on her website, and with the scoopiness of the neckline, because it does go down a little bit at the back as well, she gives you a expansion pack which is completely free, which you print off. It's literally four pieces of A4. It's not a big project to stick together, and you just cut out and then place that over the pattern so that you can see where to trace it off, or to cut it out if you want to cut it out. So you don't even have to redraft the neckline or anything. So what you end up with, if I can show you because I've got my pattern pieces here, is you have the front bodice, which is my piece here. Look, I have added 1.5 inches to the length as well, which I'm really glad I did, because the Anthia blouse is quite short. And then yeah, this is the, which piece is this? This is the back. So this is the back, which you can see the original centre back is here, and then I've added on 2 inches to the centre back, which then you just gather in up to the notch. So you've got like an extra 4 inches of gathering in, so it just makes it a lot more voluminous. And then yes, the neckline is dropped a little bit at the back. The front pattern piece is scooped down a lot lower. Again, as I say, she just gives you a pattern piece to stick on the front of your pattern, and you just follow the lines of that, so you don't have to draft it or anything. And then you just ignore the placket, but then add on a little bit extra as well. And then again, you're gathering into the front. So underneath this bit is all gathered in here, and the same at the back. And then the sleeve is here. So this is the original sleeve, but I've just straightened it off at the bottom, and I've drawn on these lines where to do the shirring. And then you also have, she gives you the dimensions for the neckline ruffle, which is this here. I did mine on the fold that way because I like it doubled up. She does tell you just to hem it, but you know what I'm like, I prefer that. Look, that's my thing. So, and then a piece for the bias as well. So she tells you, this is obviously for the neckline finish, so she gives you the dimensions. Well, she doesn't, she tells you to measure the neckline. Once you have done the scooping out of the neckline, she just tells you to measure it, and then gives you the dimensions to do the bias tape for the finished neckline. I'll bring you back up a little bit. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think it's really nice. I'm wearing it with my new lane pants as well, which you probably can't really see. You might have had a glimpse of them in this really sort of acid lime. I will probably not wear it with these because I think that's probably just a little bit too much colour overload for me. I'm not sure if pink goes with green. I think it probably does, but it's maybe not my ideal aesthetic, let me just say that. So the lane pants, which are my 7th pair now, and I am not finished with this pattern, are completely Tamlin and Becky's fault, because Tamlin made some gorgeous green linen lane pants a little while ago, and oh, I just loved them so much. And I knew I had some green linen in my stash that I got from Rainbow Fabrics, I think last year. And yeah, I thought I'm gonna have to make a pair myself. And then Becky, after seeing Tamlin's, made a pair for herself too, and yeah, that just finished the deal. So yes, I have made green lane pants, which you probably can't really see. Oh, there we go. And what can I say, they are gorgeous. So this fabric is a cotton lawn that I got from Rainbow Fabrics, I believe. I'm just trying to find the rest of it. It is a Zara fabric, and it really is a Zara fabric, because I remember buying this from Rainbow Fabrics last year. This is it, look. And I was actually in Zara after I'd ordered it and found something made up in this fabric in their current line. So yeah, it's really pretty. It's got like it does have like a sort of band through it, if that makes sense. So the print is not the same throughout. It's got like different bands of a slightly different print throughout it, but it's really, really nice. It's a lovely weight and perfect for this pattern. I did make a bit of an error in the fact that the bottom of the front is actually inside out, and I didn't realize that the print is slightly more faded on the wrong side. I mean, of course it is, but I didn't realize that. So I don't think you can really tell. It's not the end of the world. But yes, I really like this. I think I'll wear it lots. So what else have I been making over the last few weeks? So remember I talked to you about the tailored jacket course that I went on. It is more or less finished. We didn't get the jackets finished completely on the last weekend. I think I was the furthest on out of everybody. But what it needs now is it just needs buttons putting on. The buttonholes are all done on both the front of the jacket and the vents of the sleeves, but I need to open the buttonholes and then sew on the buttons and then give it a really, really good press, and then it is done. So I will show you that separately when it's completely finished. I also made the Vogue dress. Do you remember the one? This one. So remember I mentioned I was going to make this out of denim, and I have made it, and I don't know how I feel about it, because the flounces over the shoulders are huge, really huge, much bigger than I thought they were going to be. So yeah, I'm still figuring that out. I'll show you that another time as well, because this vlog is going to go on forever otherwise. So yeah, so I'm going to do a separate vlog about this pattern to show you the finished dress, talk to you about how I found the instructions and everything else, and my thoughts about what I feel I need to do to it to make it more wearable, in the fact that this pattern is designed to be a special occasion dress, and my idea was making this version, the short version, out of denim would make it a more everyday wearable type dress. And I'm not sure I've pulled it off, if I'm honest, without some changes, but I'm going to do that as a separate vlog, because otherwise we will be here all day. So what else have I made recently? Fabric Godmother, you know that I am a subscriber to their dream wardrobe, and last month it was the Calla trousers, and I have made those. I did those last weekend, I think it was. So here they are. I love them, don't get me wrong. I made the straight size 14, which seemed to work with my measurements apart from the waist, but they recommend that you just use elastic to bring them in and go by your hip size, which is what I did. So I went with a 14 and the fit is great. I added on about 3 inches of length to these, which I needed. I've got quite a deep hem on them now, which is great. This trim on the side is the elastic that I got from Minerva, and I love how it looks. I think it looks so sort of sporty, but just works so well with the red. This red ponte is viscose based, so it does have a bit of a drape to it, but it's super heavy, and really it's just lovely to work with, and it's lovely on. It feels amazing. And they have these sort of pinstripe detail down the front as well, which is great. I have added pockets to the back, which you can see, and I did add a little label on there, which is out of my Kylie in the Machine advent calendar, which says ooh la la. I think that looks nice on the back pocket. Now, the only thing I'm disappointed with these is that, and it's completely my fault, it's not the pattern at all, you get two sets of instructions. So you get beginner instructions to make the pants as I've made them, and then you get the intermediate instructions, which what that allows you to do is put pockets in the front or the side seams, which can have zips on, and yeah, you're supposed to put a drawstring in as well. And I wanted to do that version, and I brought up the beginner instructions by accident and didn't realise till I'd gone too far that I was reading the wrong instructions. So by that point I had already inserted all this side panel and sewn everything up and overlocked it all, and then I realised that I'd not put the inseam pockets in, and I initially thought, well, I did initially. I started unpicking all the side seam, and then I just thought, you know what, it's really not worth it. Just make do, they'll be fine. So I haven't got the inseam pockets, which I'm a little bit annoyed about because these are gorgeous. And the other thing I did when I put the waistband on, as you can see, I didn't put the buttonholes in for the drawstring. So these have no drawstring in, and that's annoying because these are heavy. This fabric is so weighty that these are heavy, so they do tend to want to sort of pull down a bit, and I didn't realise that they had a drawstring. I mean, that's just ridiculous because it's on the photos, but it just slipped my mind. I think I've just had so much on my mind these last few weeks that sometimes when I'm sewing at the minute, you know, my mind's elsewhere, and it just didn't register at the time. So I'd already stitched down the waistband and everything, and I just thought, you know what, I am not unpicking all that now to just put buttonholes in to stick a waist drawstring in. I will just make do, because at the end of the day, these are sort of elevated joggers, aren't they? Let's face it. And it's not worth it to me to unpick all that when they're just still going to be joggers, if that makes sense. So I would love to make another pair, because they do have this fabric in an emerald green on their website, and one of the images of the pattern is in that green, and it's beautiful green, and I'd love a pair in that green. So I am debating whether to get some of that. I'll see. So yeah, I'm really glad to finally get one of my dream wardrobe boxes made up, because that is my fourth one. That was the fourth one that I've had, and I've made up two of them actually, because the other one was the flare dress, wasn't it? That was the first one I got. Was it the flare? No, it wasn't at all the flare. It was the zip up one, and I can't remember the name of it. It's just gone totally, but it's the one that I didn't use the denim that was in with the box. I used the pattern and modified it to make a cord one. Whatever that pattern was, I'm sure you all know. So yeah, so that's two that I've made up out of the 5, because I've just had another one this last week, and I was going to do an unboxing, but I'd just done my So Confident unboxing. I thought you guys don't want to see another separate unboxing, I'm sure, so I thought I'd just include it in today's vlog. But before we go there, I have made up another pattern this week. So this was purely an impulse purchase, because I had seen somebody on Instagram make this up, and I just thought it's just the most gorgeous top, to be honest. So it's a really simple jersey top. This is it here, and it is the Elbe Textiles. Is it the Wheeland tank? I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, but anyway, it is a jersey tank top that is lined with a bra shelf inside, and you get two versions. You get a V-neck version, which is V-neck front and back, and then you also get a scoop neck version, which is scooped front and back, and I have combined both to have a V-neck front and a scoop back. And this fabric is this gorgeous brown marl merino wool jersey, so it wasn't cheap at all, from the fabric store in New Zealand, and I've had it in my stash a few years, and I thought I am just going to basically try this top out in that fabric. It's very clever how this comes together, because it is fully lined, as I say, because it has a bust shelf in. it is completely self-lined. And I mean, if I turn it inside out, I will show you how it looks from the inside. So yeah, that's the front with the sort of bust shelf, and then the back is there. I made the 3rd size, which I think is size C, I think, from what I can remember. I added a good couple of inches to the length of this because it is supposed to be cropped, but I didn't want it too cropped and it did look quite short. So I added 2 inches to the length of the top. But I didn't do that with the bust shelf. I didn't add anything to the bust shelf, and the bust shelf is a bit too short, so it's not completely successful, if I'm honest. It was a quick make, and I love how you do the neckline and the armholes because it's all burritoed, which you're looking at this now and think, oh yeah, that looks really straightforward, and it is actually quite rapid. You know, it's not a beginner pattern, let me just say that, because once you have attached your bust shelf inner to the neckline, right sides together, and then understitched it and turned it the right way round, to then get the armhole attached as well, you have to burrito one side of the armhole, then do the other to get it to work. So it's actually quite complex, and she does say in the instructions that to try and visualize it and to try and show images of how it is, it's impossible to do that. So she gives you written instructions, but I think she's done a video tutorial of it as well, which, to be fair, I didn't need to use it. I could figure out what she was meaning from the instructions, but if you are a beginner, you won't be able to figure that out at all. It will make no sense to you. So yeah, I would say look at the video tutorial if you do want to make this top. But I love the look of it. The thing was, when I made this top, there is a lot of negative ease with this because, as I say, I made the size 3 or the 3rd size, whichever that was, which I think was a 35 bust, because the next size up was 37 and I'm a 36, and I thought jersey, it's going to be fine. I didn't quite take into account how much negative ease is in this pattern, because it is very, very fitted, really, really fitted, to the point where she tells you, you know, if you depend on the fabric choice you use, you might want to actually put power mesh in as well. And I did that on top because this fabric has got a lot of good recovery, but it's not incredibly stretchy. I would probably say it's got about 15% stretch, I would say. Two-way, not, I mean, it's got some mechanical, well, maybe it has got a little bit that way, but yeah, it's definitely two-way stretch, so you need to make sure you get it the right way around. But there is a lot of negative ease. When I had cut it out and I looked at the finished garment measurements, the finished bust was about 27 inches, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad. So anyway, when I finished it and I put it on with the power mesh in, it was super fitted. It wasn't difficult to get on, but really super fitted. And I wear sort of bra crop top type tops underneath. I don't wear proper bras. I just wear crop tops. So you could see the outline of my crop top underneath it. And granted, I thought, well, I'm probably not going to wear my crop top. I'll just wear it without a bra. But because of the shelf bra, you could, and the elastic in that, you could see that through the outer top as well. And I just didn't like how that looked, if I'm honest. And I thought maybe I should have gone up a size. I actually thought I probably would feel better going up at least 2. So I had another look back on Instagram at other people's versions of this, and how it fits them is how it fits me. So actually I thought, well, maybe this is the style. This is what it's supposed to, how it's supposed to fit. But yeah, there is a lot of negative ease in this pattern, and I think that I probably would prefer less negative ease. Obviously, you need negative ease with this type of pattern, because it's got, you know, it needs to sort of really fit because of the jersey style and just the style of it. But I don't know if I want that much negative ease, because it's just really, really fitted. And yeah, I think I just like it a little bit more relaxed. So I'm going to look at that and probably go up 2 sizes, I think, just to make it just a little bit less fitted. but it's a lovely top. I love the style of it, and I'm sure I will make more when I get the sizing right. I think, yeah, I mentioned about the bust shelf bit as well. I didn't lengthen that, and that was a mistake, because it obviously it fits like a crop top, but it's not fitting underneath my bust, and it comes in 2 different bust sizes. I think you can do a B cup size and then a CD, and I did the B cup because that's what I am, but it doesn't fully cover my bust, and it is sitting, the bra shelf is sitting on my underbust, and I'm constantly having to pull it down, which is really annoying. So I need to go back and lengthen that part as well, like I did the actual top. So yeah, I'm not finished with it, because I think that could be a really nice top that I could wear with jeans, with skirts, underneath a pair of dungarees, or yeah, I think I could get a lot of wear out of it. Even just a top to wear under a jumper, layering piece, that kind of thing. So I want to make another one. I have some navy cotton jersey that I'd like to try, and I've got some more of this, to be honest, because it doesn't take a lot of fabric. I think the main top takes about just over 1/2 meter, and then you need a bit more for the lining, which you can use the self fabric or another fabric, it says. So I do have some more of this, so I might just remake it in a bigger size with the bust shelf lengthened and see how that fits. I'm sure it'll probably fit better to my liking, so we shall see how we get on with that. Yeah, so that's what I've been making the last sort of week or two, I would say. I have been at a bit of an impasse with what I want to make, in the fact that I know when I've done my plans vlogs, or I don't think I have done a plans vlog for ages, but when I've talked about things that I want to make and the patterns that I've got and all that kind of stuff over the coming months, and I've sort of hit a bit of the last few weeks, I think, with everything that's been going off in my life, I've been thinking I don't want to be sort of committed to something specific. I've just wanted to be spontaneous with my sewing. So I've been a bit flighty with that, I guess, and just looking online to get inspiration and think, yeah, I fancy having a go at that today or whatever. So that's how I've been. So I haven't really had any sort of firm plans to do anything particularly, and even moving forward, I'm still in that frame of mind at the minute where I'm thinking, right, this is my big list of things that I wanted to get done. I'm going to tackle this next. I haven't got the headspace for that right now. So I'm just trying to be more spontaneous, and I think that's all my brain can cope with at the moment. One other thing I did make a couple of weeks ago, because we had my daughter and Layla up for a few days, which was really lovely. And Layla's really into elephants at the minute. And it's a new word that she can say, and yeah, she's loving elephants. So you might remember, those of you that have been following me for some time, that I've made her 2 or 3 dolls from Studio Seren Patterns. That's the lovely Emma, who's named her brand after her daughter Seren, and she creates the most adorable animal doll patterns. They are incredible, with all the little outfits as well that you can make, and they're all sort of intermingled, as in, you know, you make the outfit for one doll that will work on another doll. It's just incredible. So I've made a few of her patterns before and loved them, and I went on and had a look when I knew that they were coming to stay, and she had an elephant pattern, so of course I had to buy it, and I made that over 2 days, 2 evenings after work, so it was ready for when she came, and she absolutely loved it and took it back with her. I will put a picture in of the elephant that I made for you, but I don't physically have it to show you because that is now with my granddaughter. But yes, loved making that as well. That was a really nice change from making clothes. And yeah, that's everything that I've sort of made over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think. And I have done I've just done a pattern test as well for Miller Oni patterns. She's a lot like Silver Saga. A lot of their aesthetics are very, very, very similar. So she's got a new top pattern coming out very soon, and I've just tested that for her. and it's not completely successful because there's been a few little changes that need to be made. So I need to probably remake it when the final pattern is released, because but it's a lovely top. I've really enjoyed doing that. So I've just done that, and then I'm going to be doing another test for Easily Made Patterns, a little romper that she's bringing out for children. She does a lot of lovely children's wear, and I'm testing a little romper for Layla, so I need to get on with that as well. But apart from that, I don't have any sort of I haven't got any sort of headspace to work on the next thing from the list, if that makes sense. I am going up to Sew Toon this weekend. Me and the girls are getting back together for Saturday and Sunday, which is going to be really nice because I've not seen them for ages, it feels. And yes, so we're going up to Sew Toon, which is going to be amazing, and I need something to cut out for that. I am really fancying the Named Patterns sous vide dress, and this is Adele's fault, totally Adele's fault, who I am loving seeing back on YouTube. It's so lovely to get regular vlogs from her again. I know she's just been super busy, hasn't she, over the last few months in her gorgeous new house, getting that ship shape. But yeah, it's lovely to see her again on YouTube. And on one of her vlogs that she mentioned a week or two ago, she mentioned the Named sous vide dress, and as soon as I saw that dress, I was like, oh my word, I need that dress in my life. I'll put a picture of it here. It is utterly gorgeous. It is totally my vibe. And I have just bought some fabric from Rainbow Fabrics. Well, I haven't just bought it, I bought it a couple of weeks ago, to be fair. And this fabric sold out super quick, so I'm really pleased I managed to get myself some of it. And then when I saw Adele mentioned this pattern, I thought this is going to be perfect for this pattern. So this is the fabric that I got. It is a viscose crepe in this beautiful print with an ecru base, and it's got palm trees and flowers and a bit of sort of Aztec-y style bits and pieces on there. It's just gorgeous. I really like it. So I have 4 meters of that, and that is going to be the sous vide dress. So I am thinking I might cut that out for Sew Toon so that I can work on that at the weekend, because that would be really nice. This will be so nice for my holiday later this year, because we are going back to Portugal. Love it there so much. So I bought that from Rainbow Fabrics, and I think I'm probably going to do that next, because it would be lovely to get another dress done. And then I also got, at the same time as that fabric from Rainbow, I bought myself some of this denim. They had this in 2 colorways, like a black and a white, I think, and a black and a beige, and I got the black and beige, which is this one here. It is very gothic-y, and I think I got 3 meters of this. And the plan for this at some point is I want to make it is another pattern by Miller Oni. It is the Acacia dress. I bought that pattern, and yeah, it is beautiful. So it's like a wrap dress, but it's not a, when I say it's not a true wrap, the wrap isn't the only fastening, it has a zip in it. So, you know, sometimes with wraps you worry a bit about them coming undone. You wouldn't have to worry with that, because it actually fastens with a zip, and then you've got the tie of the wrap. So, but I think this will work really nicely for that, because I want to make that for another concert, a goth concert that we're going to at the end of July. And I think that would work really well. I'm not sure which version to make. I don't know whether to make the sort of, is it a mini? I don't think it's mini or knee length. I would make it just above the knee, but I don't know whether to make that version or the midi length. I'm a bit torn. I have enough to do both, but I haven't decided yet. But I think that will work really well with my chunky boots for the goth night. So yes, that is that one. So I got those 2 from Rainbow. I also bought, I think it was over Easter, First for Fabrics did some Mia Messenger bag kits, and they had 15% off that weekend. And one of the kits I fell in love with, and I think everybody did because it sold out super quick. It was the leopard print one, and I was umming and ahhing about it all weekend and then missed out because it sold out. But then a few days later, the lovely ladies at First for Fabrics did some more, so I did manage to get one that time. And my kit came, this is it here. So I have the gorgeous leopard print canvas with the black washed cotton, and you get the zip with it, as well, and all the notions to make the bag all in here. So in here you get a couple of zipper, slider, tab things, you get your thread, you get a piece of interfacing, you get Velcro. So I've got everything I need to make another Mia, and I love that fabric so much. But obviously I couldn't just buy a kit from First for Fabrics. I had to get some fabric from them as well, and a couple of the fabrics that I ended up getting are these ones. So this one again is one that I think Tamlin got. They did do it in a, I think, a red and orange or a pink and orange colourway as well, but I just thought these colours work so well with my very fair colouring. And yeah, I got myself 1.5 meters of this lovely double gauze just to make a simple top with. Not sure which top I'm going to make yet, but I love that one. And then I also got this, which is an embroidered double gauze with eyelet in as well. And they did this in 2 colourways, a coral and a lilac purple, but I got the coral version. So this is it here. You can see that beautiful embroidered sort of design. It's really lovely. I got myself 3 or 4 meters of this with the intention of making a dress. And I know from my last vlog when I wore that coral top how much everybody says this colour is so my colour. And it is, it really is. It's really strange. I was saying to somebody that when I was in my teens, I always felt this colour was the one colour I could not wear. And I don't know whether it's just my colouring has changed over the years slightly or whatever, but yeah, everybody says when I wear this colour, it absolutely lights up my face. It really, really does what it's supposed to do, I guess, when we get the right colours. So yes, I've got a few meters of that to make a dress with. Not sure yet which pattern to go for. We shall see. I've just found another fabric that I got from Rainbow Fabrics when I got those other 2 amongst the pile of fabrics that I've got here to show you. And this is Jen Legg's fault, because I had seen it on their website and I was umming and ahhing about it and didn't purchase, or didn't at that particular, put it in my basket, if you know what I mean. And then Jen had this and she put it on her stories, and I just thought, oh yeah, that's really nice. So when I went back, they still had it, so I got myself some. So I did buy 4 meters of this. This is beautiful. It's like a viscose voile, and it's in this gorgeous emerald green. It's quite sheer, but either side of the selvage, it's got like this panel border. It's a border rather than a panel. So you've got this beautiful sort of floral border that runs all along the selvage on both edges throughout. So I did get myself 4 meters of this, because obviously when you've got a border fabric like that, you do need a bit more, dependent on what you're going to make with it, I guess, and what pattern you're going to use, but you need a bit more to be able to play with the pattern and the layout, etc. So it's beautiful, really love it. So got myself 4 meters of that. And finally, fabric wise, I got myself 2 fabrics from Pound Fabrics. Well, what I actually went on to Pound Fabrics for was a bolt of muslin, because I think I've mentioned that it's almost finished now. We are renovating the summer house in the garden. And what I wanted to do with the ceiling is, because how the ceiling is, originally we were going to board it. However, we decided against it because it slopes. The ceiling is like a pent roof and it's not that high. I can just fit under the lower end of the pent and my head is touching the ceiling. Martin can't at all, but every so often along the ceiling there's like a beam, and if we boarded it we'd have to board it to those beams, which means we would lose even more height. So we decided against that idea. So what I said we'd do is we'd just repaint the ceiling, and then I would put muslin, draped muslin all along the ceiling, so that it just gives a more sort of diffused effect and makes it a little bit more cozy, that kind of thing. So that's what I needed to do. I didn't know how much I'd need, but on Pound Fabrics they sell it in bolts. So I bought myself a bolt of 30 meters of muslin and just had a look, see what else they'd got, because why not? That's what we do, isn't it? So they did have a couple of fabrics on there that I have seen at Guthrie and Garni for a lot more money, and I bought them from Pound Fabrics when I got the muslin. So the first one I got is another double gauze. They have this in a few colourways, and it's this beautiful sort of tropical design. It's got tigers on there, it's got, I don't know whether they're herons or flamingos or whatever, but, and palm trees and all sorts, but it's really, really nice. So I did get myself 3 meters of this in this lovely blue. They did have it in a green, and I'm not sure if it's in like a burnt orange or something like that as well. And but I was tempted by the green, but I went with the blue. So I got that. And then they also had this crochet fabric, and I have seen this on Guthrie and Garni, and I think Fabric Godmother, I'm sure they had this as well. But anyway, I really love this. It's beautiful. So I got myself 2.5 or 3 meters. It can't have been 2.5 because Pound Fabrics you have to get in full meters. So I think I got 3 meters of it, but it's this beautiful crochet fabric. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the plan with this, I mean, obviously crochet fabric as this is going to be very see-through, but the plan with it is I just want to make a very simple column dress, because I think that will look really nice, and I'll either wear it with a nude slip underneath, which I probably would, to be fair, rather than lining it, and this just be an overdress. I think that will be really nice. Midi length, sleeveless, probably, you know, scoop neckline or whatever, I don't know. And that will be lovely for my holiday with wedgie sandals or whatever, I don't know. Love that. So yes, I got myself some of that as well. We've mentioned Fabric Godmother. So the Dream Wardrobe this month, sorry guys, this vlog is going on forever. The Dream Wardrobe this month, squealed when I opened it, honestly. I haven't had a bad one yet, because every single one I've just thought, it's just gorgeous. So this month we get the Matchy Matchy Club Champagne Field Top, which looks a very simple sort of yoked. I'm not sure whether these are what kind of sleeves, puffball sleeves, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know whether they're the puffball sleeves or not, because I haven't looked at the instructions. But yeah, looks a very simple, nice top. And then we also got as the free gift this month the Generates Flex Silicone Hemmer, which is awesome. I haven't got one of these, but I know Tamlin and Ruan do, and they said it's brilliant. So I'm really, really excited to try that out. Thread, which tells you what colour fabric it is. And it is this beautiful, it's one of their beautiful broderie on glazes that is in the tropical design with the palm trees on. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think there's about 1.5 meters here in this beautiful cornflower blue. It is gorgeous, really nice. And when they brought these fabrics out, I loved them. I think they've got them in a few colourways. And again, I was very tempted, but I didn't know which colourway to go for. But I am super happy to get this one because it's beautiful. So yes, that was my dream wardrobe. So the gorgeous gift that I got from Shan contacted me, and she just wanted me to remind her of my address, because she said, I've got something for you, a little gift, and I want to send it. And I said, oh, bless you, thank you. So anyway, I did receive it just over a week or so ago. She sent me this lovely little postcard, which is really cute, which says, Rachel, I saw this last year on our retreat shopping trip and immediately thought of you. I hope you can think of something to do with it. Lots of love, Shan. And she sent me this. I mean, it's amazing, and you'll see why I love it, because she sent me this gorgeous trim, which is flamingos. It's just amazing. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, Shan, but thank you so much. I think there's about 1 meter. So yeah, it is really cute. Thank you for thinking of me. That's so lovely of you. Thank you. And then Cozy Club Handmade brought out more labels. I don't need any more labels, but I had to buy some. So I got a few, to be honest. I did stock up. So I got these ones, which are gorgeous. I got these ones, Dreamt It Made It. I don't know if that's from her new line. these ones. I got these 2025 ones, which I'm going to prioritize using because I've done this before where I've bought year labels and then they've ended up sat in my stash, and then when you get past that year, they're no good anymore, are they really? And these are one of the new ones as well. These are velvet ones, which are really, really nice. This one, that one, and finally the llama ones. I think that's everything. This vlog is probably going to be really long. I am so sorry, but I had so much to share with you today, so I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to say before we sign off for today, so I think I mentioned on my So Confident vlog, if you saw that, if you did, I apologize for bringing this up again because you already know, but for those of you that didn't watch that vlog, I am running a marathon in October because I am raising money for my daughter's best friend's little boy who was very sadly diagnosed with leukemia a few weeks ago. It's a couple of months ago now. He's been very, very poorly in hospital. He's still in hospital. He's still on a ventilator in intensive care, and things were really, really bad 2 or 3 weeks ago, but things have got a lot better. So he's very stable now and is still up and down, but is not, the downs are not like the downs were a few weeks ago, if that makes sense. So it's been really difficult time, as you can imagine. They're a lovely young family, and I've known Becky since she was a child. She grew up with my daughter, and it's just really, really awful. So it's been really difficult, and when you stood by in these kind of situations, you feel really helpless, don't you? So I decided I wanted to do something, anything, I guess, to try and help. And I decided to run a marathon. One, because it's a good motivator for me to train and get back into my running properly. And I thought I can maybe raise a bit of money to help them out as well, as a young family with lots of expenses that they have. And, I just thought it would be a nice thing to do. So I set up a Just Giving page, and my aim was just to raise maybe £1,000 that they could, help to pay expenses, or even when Robin gets well enough that they can just go on a little break because they've been through so much, bless them. And you guys just overwhelmed me, and I just wanted to say thank you because within a week we had raised nearly £1,500, which was just unbelievable. I am absolutely humbled, overwhelmed and speechless, I guess, at people's generosity and kindness. Yeah, I don't want to get upset, but I just wanted to say thank you to every single person who has left a message, commented, messaged me privately, donated, big or small. Everything is just very, very kind, and you're all amazing. So I just wanted to say thank you. I know I've not been able to say thank you to everybody on the Just Giving page. I've started thanking individual people who have donated. I'm working my way through that, but it's really hard because there's been so many. So I wanted to do a collective thank you to everybody. My marathon training is coming on really well. I'm in week 4 now, and I'm running regularly again. I need to try and get in an extra run a week, and I'm struggling to fit that in at the minute, but I'm trying my best. But my weekend runs, I am lengthening by a mile every week. So this weekend will be 6 miles, and I've just done a 4-mile run this morning as well, and it's coming on, we're getting there. So I'm really enjoying it, and I've got a really good reason for doing it, and I'm really motivated, which is great. So I will leave the link to the Just Giving page down in the description box below for anybody who isn't aware of it. And I promise you, I'm not going to be bringing this up at every vlog. Probably once a month or once every 6 to 8 weeks or whatever over the coming months. I'll just let you know how things are going. And yeah, thank you so much. I did let Becky know last week that you guys had donated to this challenge, and we've raised all this money, and she didn't know what to say. She was utterly overwhelmed so very, very grateful. And yeah, she can't thank you all enough. So I am going to get that money out that's there already for her, because I want it to go to her now. And I know a few people who have donated have said, please, you know, let this go to her as soon as it's available. And I've said absolutely, because, you know, I don't want it to just sit there. She needs that money now, bless her. You know, they are 40, 50 miles away from home, and all the travelling that it entails with this backwards and forwards to the hospital and everything else, and their lives are on hold, etc. It's really tough. So yeah, that money is being transferred to them as we speak. And yeah, thank you again. I really, really appreciate it. Right, I'm going to leave it there, guys, because I've got to get on with the rest of the day. We've got lots of plans today, and yes, I need to leave it there. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog, and I'll speak to you very soon. Take care. Bye.